Good afternoon. Hello. This is Monty with Flowers by the Bunch. Welcome. I am so glad you're here. So it is, what is today? It's Wednesday afternoon, and we have a little party work that we are working on for tomorrow that our customer is going to come and pick up. So I thought I would share with you a couple of beautiful arrangements that our client picked out. And so I have got a centerpiece, and then I also have a small arrangement that I'm going to do that is going to go on. These are going to go on the pub tables, the high boy tables, and then these are going to go on the larger tables. So I thought I would show you how we're going to do that today. Please, if you can see me clear, give me a thumbs up or a heart to let me know that you can see me, because sometimes we're blurry. You just never know. I am so excited that you are all here with us this afternoon. Welcome. So what we're going to do is I am going to get started on this arrangement. What I like to do, and I don't do these very often. I know that I have had comments for you to see me arrange more in water, because I arrange a whole lot for you in Oasis. And so this is a clear glass vase, and we call this a Rosy Posy vase. That's the name of this little container. And so it's kind of a little square container with little rounded edges. And it's got clear fresh water with freshwater food. Fresh flower food, not water food, fresh flower food. Victoria is here with me this afternoon. So as I go along, if you have any questions, please ask them. Victoria will ask them, will tell me what you've got to say. And at the very end of the live, we will do another question and answer. So if you have any questions throughout, do not hesitate to ask, because we are happy to answer. You know, we're good at talking, or I'm good at talking. Victoria's my quiet child, but I'm good at talking, so I am so willing to answer any questions you have. So what I'm going to do is, this has this little square opening is probably about 3 inches open. And so I'm going to start out with a white hydrangea. I have removed all of the foliage from the hydrangea, and I'm tucking it right on top of this vase. Now what that's going to do for me is it gives me a grid. And so I'm just using that little white hydrangea as my grid. Now the colors of this arrangement are amazing. And so they chose oranges. I have these beautiful, what were these called? I can't remember. I don't remember the name of this rose. I don't know if it's a free spirit, but it's an orange colored rose. I have these plum colored mums, which are fantastic. I have Safari Sunset. Safari Sunset falls in that in the Protea family. Safari Sunset's perfect for Mississippi State University. We use it a lot, long lasting, really pretty. I have orange carnations. You know I like orange carnations. I have orange spray roses, some pretty greenery, and then I have, this is my favorite, is the flame colored callas. All right, anybody got any questions so far, Miss Victoria?
Not yet, but there are several people saying that they are so glad we are safe.
Oh, yes, yeah, everything went well here. We really didn't have any problems for us on this side of town. There were a few things. We had some trees down, I think, on the campus, and so there was a little bit of a mess on the campus. We had some, I think some vehicles were damaged on the campus, but other than that, I don't think that we had any, nobody was hurt, so I think we were good. But thank you for so much for being concerned. But we were all okay, so that's a blessing. So I'm going to start out, like I said, I started out with that hydrangea tucked in the vase. I am going to begin with this Safari Sunset, and I'm going to show you a trick that I like to do with Safari Sunset. There's some scissors right there on that table in front of you, Miss Victoria. If you can hand me those. Okay, so you can see it's a pretty long flower, right? And so it's got the flower head up here, but it's got lots of foliage down on the stem. And what I'm going to do is, instead of stripping that foliage off, I'm going to use this foliage as part of the flower. I'm going to take these scissors, and I am just going to cut it. So this part I'm going to use, and I'm going to tuck it right down in to this container. Have you ever seen this done before with Safari Sunset or any other flower? Where you I don't want to dispose of it, I'm going to use it as foliage. And so I'm just taking this, so I cut the piece off the top, and then I'm taking this stem and I'm going to use it also. Because I hated to throw away, it's still got that pretty color, and I hated to throw away that good stem. So I'm just tucking it right down in there, and you can see how it gives me a little bit of color in this arrangement. And I don't feel like I'm wasting. So I'm going to do the same with this one. Now sometimes you'll have enough foliage on the stem that you can do 2 or 3 cuts. I think this one's only going to get 2, but that's okay. So I'm going to take that. So there I have, instead of just 2 flowers, I have 4. So it gives me just a little more in my vase. Okay, next I'm going to come in with this really pretty plum colored mum. Now I love these little mums because they remind me a lot of a dahlia. And of course, I don't know if you've ever worked with dahlias before, but dahlias are very delicate flowers. They're not nearly as hardy as a mum. A dahlia tends to, I don't know, it can get damaged so easily. And so I love the fact that a mum gives us that same effect, but is such a hardy, good flower. And so I'm going to take that mum, and I'm just going to tuck those pretty deep down into this arrangement. Victoria, they have to hear your voice because they're going to be mad if they don't hear your voice.
Miss Mary Ann Covert says that she just found our page. She went back and viewed many of our videos, and we do such pretty arrangements.
Oh, Miss Mary Ann, thank you so much for joining us. Let me tell you guys, if you've got friends that you think would like to see our videos, if you'll tag them in the comments below, then they'll get to see our videos. If you have anybody that might enjoy them, I know that sometimes that's how people have found us. Some is by their friends tagging them in videos. So if you'd like to tag your friends, or you can even share this video, all you have to do is just push that share button and it'll share to your page so other people can see it. And I tell you another little trick too. If you'd like to see, on the other days besides Tuesday and Thursday, I come live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. On Tuesdays and Thursdays, I come live every Tuesday and Thursday at 4 o'clock in the afternoon Central Standard Time. But on the other days, I just surprise you. I never know what time I'm going to come live. And so if you want to see us, make sure that you can see us when we come live. If you'll go and follow our page, you following will give you a message telling you that we're live. So what I just did was I took my carnations and I cut my carnations and tucked them into this arrangement. And I've just kind of tucked them deep. And then next I'm going to come in with these pretty orange spray roses. I'm going to remove a little bit of the foliage. Not much. I like the foliage, so I'm going to leave a little bit on there. And I'm going to cut that stem and tuck that right in.
Miss Linda Fisher says her granddaughter is considering floral design, so she's been sharing your videos.
Oh, wow, Miss Linda. Oh, she'll enjoy it so much. It is such a wonderful, wonderful thing. I have loved every minute of floral design. I don't know, I've told you this story before, I know, but I thought that I wanted to be a teacher, and I wanted to go into special education. And my mother begged me to please take some of these floral design classes. She just knew that I would love them. And I did. Absolutely love everything about what I do. I wake up every morning excited to go to work. And so excited now that I do these videos to share with you guys. So yes, she will love it. All right, so I tucked in those little orange spray roses. So really, guys, all this is it's just a little mound arrangement. I don't know if you can tell, but it's just got flowers all the way around. I'm going to take these orange roses, and I'm going to cut those and tuck those right in. And that orange rose makes me so happy. I don't know if you can kind of see how I just tucked him right in.
Miss Cheryl Guyton says, y'all should get a wall map so you can track all the places your watchers come from.
Oh, you are so right, Miss Cheryl. I think that would be a wonderful idea. I know that, gosh, Victoria, where all have we, I know we had a New Guinea, wasn't that one?
Australia.
Lots of Australia, lots of Ireland.
Canada.
Lots of Canada. We had Africa. We've had lots of Europe, but that's so exciting. It is so exciting to see where everybody's from. I don't know if did I say that earlier, that I want everybody to tell me where they're from today? You know, I love that part. Okay, so these are calla lilies, and these are called flame callas. It's kind of an orange with touches of yellow down in there with a little bit of a burgundy tint. The prettiest callas. Now these are called mini callas, and mini callas are the smaller bloom. You can see that it's smaller than my hand. Usually a standard calla is about the size of my hand. Mini callas come in all beautiful colors. Like they do come in white, which is lovely, but they come in lavenders and pinks. They come in one that's so dark that it's almost a black, but it's a purple. Just so pretty. And then this flame yellows, lots of pretty colors. Now standard callas only come white, and so that's so interesting to me that the minis come in all the pretty colors, and then the standards are only in white. But standards are amazing. Like, they are amazing. They're so large and so pretty. But I do love the color of the mini callas. So you can see that really pretty calla. And I gave them just a little bit of length so that it would give us just a little interest. And then the last thing we're going to do for this arrangement is I'm going to add just a touch of this greenery. Now this is called podocarpus. Podocarpus, I think it's you correct me if I'm wrong. This is a Florida greenery. I know we've got some Floridians in this in our group that like to watch, and so I think this just grows there in Florida. It grows on the coast of Mississippi too. It's a beautiful foliage, and so all I'm going to do with that is I'm going to just tuck it right around the edges of this container.
Stephen Wheeler says, we have Mother's Day on Sunday in the UK, so I'm super excited to be creative and use some of your tips. Thank you.
Oh, Stephen, good. We want to see pictures. Please share pictures with us. We'd love to see what you create. And that goes with everybody. If you ever make anything beautiful, please show us. We would love to see all your creations. We have had several of our followers share their beautiful pictures with us, and that's so much fun. So please share with us. We'd love to see them.
Miss Mary Ann says, it's so unique. Never have seen a hydrangea used as a grid base. So many beautiful flowers in a small space.
Isn't it amazing? This color scheme is just beyond beautiful. But this is going to be the centerpiece on the table at this event. And then I'm going to show you just a smaller version really quickly in a bubble bowl. And so this is just a round bubble bowl. Same thing, it's filled with fresh water, fresh flower food. I'm going to do the exact same technique where I'm going to take the hydrangea and I'm going to fluff it a little bit. You can see it's a little squished, so I'm going to fluff it just a smidge. Be careful, you'll pop some of those little blooms if you don't. So I'm going to take it and cut it at an angle. I'm just putting it right there on the lip of the vase. So it is sitting directly on the lip of that vase. Okay? And then I'm going to use it as a grid. A hydrangea, to me personally, is the easiest way to make a flower arrangement. when you're doing it in a low compact container like this. Now with this one, I don't need all of the extra greenery that comes on the stem, so I'm just going to strip the greenery off the bottom. Okay, I'm just stripping that greenery. I'm going to take it and I'm just going to tuck that right into that hydrangea. I'm going to do the same thing again.
Dwayne Collins says, I used podocarpus and green dragon this week thanks to your wedding flowers.
Oh, that's wonderful. Don't you love green dragon? But podocarpus is fabulous too. But I love green dragon. It makes me so happy. It's just such a pretty flowy foliage. These are those mums. And all I'm doing is I'm taking this stem and I'm cutting it at an angle. I'm stripping the foliage off. You always want to strip that foliage off. You don't want the foliage to fall below the water line. I'm taking it and I'm just cutting it at an angle. Just like that. I don't know if you can see, but that's just cut at an angle. And then I'm tucking it right down into that hydrangea. Okay? And then I'm going to take my carnations. I'm going to fluff these carnations just a little bit. I'm holding that little calyx between my thumb and my pointer finger, and I'm just brushing it to open that bloom right up.
Miss Mary Elizabeth says, I think my farmhouse needs some of your beautiful flowers and a visit from Monty.
I need to come, Mary. I sure do, friend. I need to come visit you.
She also says, my fake arrangement on my mantle is looking pretty sad. It needs a spring pick-me-up.
Does it need a pick-me-up?
Miss Lisa asks, what is the temperature of the cooler we keep our flowers in? She says, I enjoy doing arrangements with friends and family for fun.
Jason, what is the temperature of our cooler? What does our cooler have to run to keep the flowers fresh?
Ideally 35 to 38, 34 to 38 ideally.
Ideally, our temperature in our cooler is 34 to 38. Is that what you said?
Yeah.
We don't want it any warmer than 40, roughly. Is that right?
Yeah.
So between 34 and 38, but no warmer than 40.
All right. Okay.
Miss Sarah says, you know you are sharing your secrets. All of us cannot do this, and you are being nice to share.
Oh, I am so glad to share secrets. I don't think they're secrets. I think they're meant to be shared. I think it makes it so much more fun when there's more of us out creating and making beautiful things. So for me, I don't believe they're secrets. I mean, I might be telling all the secrets, and that's okay. I'm happy that you're sharing with me. I'm happy to share them with you. And it's exciting that people are out creating flowers and making them last longer for them. It's so much more fun. So I'm happy to share. So there's this arrangement. I like my little calla. So I'm going to take my calla lily and I am going to cut it. Tuck that right in.
Miss Lisa says, thank you for the information on the temperature of the cooler.
You're welcome. Yes, ma'am. Now, there are different ways to build coolers. Instead of having we have a big commercial cooler. And so we have all the walls and all the things, a big commercial cooler. But there are also ways to build a cooler in your home by using a CoolBot, which is something that you can make. You can change an air conditioner into making it to be a cooler. It'll pull that temperature down in your room. But you can do some research on that, which is really neat. I have seen where people have done that in different ways, but you can always research that too if you don't have all of the equipment to do a big commercial cooler or you don't have the space. I'm taking this podocarpus, I've just trimmed it up, and I am just tucking that right in. Tell me, what are some of the foliages that you've used out of your yard? Have you ever gone out and cut foliage out of your yard to use in floral design? I know a couple of the things that we really love to cut here are Elaeagnus. You saw me work with Elaeagnus this past weekend. And we really like Nandina. Love to cut Nandina out of the yard. We don't have podocarpus growing here, or I would certainly go cut some because it holds up and it's beautiful. Pittosporum is another one that we like to cut. I need to plant a few of those shrubs because it's a wonderful foliage to cut. But I'd love to know what you cut out of your yard and what holds up beautifully. All right, guys, tell me, what kind of questions do you have for me on how I put together these pretty arrangements? Does anybody have any questions or any comments they'd like to ask?
Here, let's see. Miss Dorothy says hosta. Is that
Hosta.
hosta?
Hosta, yes. I've never even thought of cutting hosta. We do have hosta that grows here. It grows beautifully here, but I've never even thought about cutting it. Yeah, that's wonderful. That's a perfect foliage to cut.
Miss Sarah Atkins says she likes gardenia and yew. They're two of her favorites.
Oh, gardenia. I hadn't thought about that one either. So thanks for those comments. Thank you, because we do have gardenia that grows. I bet camellia foliage would be pretty too. And magnolia. Magnolia holds up beautifully. It's big foliage, but it's so pretty.
Miss Brandy Parker, she says, I can't wait to get all my flowers planted and blooming so I can try to make some pretty things for friends and family. I even have a hydrangea I planted last summer.
Wonderful. Now, my hydrangea took a few years for it to establish, but I'm excited to see if it's going to bloom this year. Last year was the very first year in several years that I bet I got 12 or 15 blooms, which it's a small bush, so it didn't provide very much, but I was very excited about it. It's so pretty and so much fun. I actually last summer had Miss Cheryl Guyton, who spoke earlier. Miss Cheryl grows zinnias in her yard, and she gave me permission to come and cut zinnias out of her yard. They were the most beautiful flowers I have ever seen. I'm putting a bug in your ear, Cheryl, because I want to come cut some zinnias again this year. But it's about time here for us to start planting seeds. So I want to know about what y'all plant in your area, because we'll start planting seeds. So I'm excited to do that. I'll do a video or two about planting seeds because I can't wait to get my hands in the dirt. It's still a little cool here, and we always try to wait until the last frost before we start planting seeds. But I'm looking forward to it. It's one of my favorite things. Any more questions before we go?
I know Kyle Dunbar asked how far away we were from New Orleans. A little early.
Jason, how many hours from New Orleans? 3?
No, 4, 5.
4? Oh, we're 5 hours from New
4 or
Orleans.
5, I don't know.
4 to 5 hours from New Orleans. So we're a ways, but it's a good weekend trip. It's a fun trip to go. Guys, if you really like this video, please tag your friends in it. We'd love for you to do that. And be sure to follow us on YouTube. We do have a YouTube channel. I don't know if you saw our post earlier today. My son Owen he does a lot of work on our YouTube channel. So if you would like to follow us over on YouTube, we do some videos over there too. So follow us, go check it out. Guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for always coming and always commenting and always being excited to see what we're doing new each day. And always know that if you ask any questions, I'm going to come back and I'm going to talk to you in the messages too. So if we missed any of your questions, I'm going to come back and try to answer those for you. Y'all have a wonderful afternoon, and we will see you tomorrow at 4 o'clock. Thanks, guys.